And hello, welcome to Sim Games TO. I'm your host Tony, and today we're going to be working on our build of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan in the Canadian prairies. The population of the city has now grown to just over 18,000 Sims, so I think that we're ready to now add transit to the city. What I'm going to be doing is adding in a bus network to start off the transit network for the city at this stage. Since we have some residential in demand, I'm going to go ahead and first fill in some light residential zone. And then we're going to go ahead and find the perfect location for our bus hub that we're going to run all of our bus lines in and out of. There we go. That's a very good location to put the bus hub right in the center of the city. We also have a pretty significant unemployment problem here in the CN Rail Industrial District because it is too far away from where Sims live. So let's go ahead and set up a bus network as fast as possible so that the Sims of Saskatoon will be able to commute to work to solve this problem. So what we're going to do is set up something called a spider network, where we're going to create a series of bus lines that will also start and terminate from the bus hub and go out in all directions to cover as much of the city as possible. I'm going to get into the details a bit about why a transit hub, in this case, a bus hub, works and is a good idea as a mass transit option for a city. Firstly, what it does is it allows Sims in the city to get onto any bus line and then be able to connect to any other bus line in the transit hub to allow them to easily commute and have access to all of the locations served by the bus network. One of the things that plays a key role in making this strategy successful is to place your transit hub in a central location. This decreases the average traveling distance for all of the Sims in the city. In other words, it places the average transit connections closer to all of the Sims in the city at the same time. So here's one of the most important bus lines that we're going to be placing in. This one will go from the bus hub right through the industrial area and then back to the bus depot. This will allow Sims to come in from every other bus line in the city, into the bus hub, transfer to the bus line, and then they could easily get to work. In other words, it will allow Sims everywhere in the city to be able to get to work here from just about everywhere in the city. The key to a successful mass transit hub system is to allow Sims to be able to use the transit system to be able to easily commute from and to as many places in the city with the shortest routes and the least amount of transfers. So now we're going to go ahead and connect the bus lines to the rest of where Sims live in the city. I always recommend using a mirror approach to the bus lines. Mirror bus lines are those that go up in one direction and then come back down in the same direction. This just makes it more organized. What you do is you make the bus lines go up and down the main roads and then circle around either a residential area or connect it to another transit line at the end to maximize their usage and therefore their efficiency. The two main rules to keep in mind with bus routes is to making their coverage good and having them connect to other lines as best as possible. There are a couple of mods that you can use to make your life easier to setting up mass transit. One of these is the advanced vehicle options that allows you to select which buses can spawn and also, and more importantly, lets you set the number of passengers that a bus can carry. Some of you may consider this a cheat, but you can make your buses operate efficiently by increasing the payload. I enjoy this aspect of the mod because I can use less buses on all of the routes instead of having dozens of additional buses trying to handle the hundreds of people waiting. So on the other hand, it can increase the efficiency of your transit system in your city that vanilla just doesn't allow. Now if we look at the industrial area, we can see that having set up this transit system has solved the unemployment problem as Sims can now easily transit here using the public transit system. Another mod that you can use for buses is the spaced out spawning mod, so that buses are not spawned all at the same time from the bus depot. I would however not recommend the line demand mod, as in my experience they do not work as well and just spawn buses to no end out of the bus depots for some reason, and just clogs up the city with buses. Having said that, transit management is a very important aspect of the game, and city management as you want to have the most efficient transit network for Sims to use. I'm just going to make a few parks here in the residential areas, in this case not only to increase the land value and to make it more attractive for Sims to live in, but I also want to give some more destinations for Sims to visit using our new transit system. This is where one of the bus lines will end, so I think it would be very nice to have some parks here that Sims can visit using the bus line. I hope that you found this video helpful on how to set up a bus transit hub for your city. Setting up a bus transit hub is a good place to start to making your transit system, and I recommend it for smaller cities. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and happy skylining.